The next chapter is about to begin. Join us live every Tuesday and Thursday for brand new episodes of the American Contractor Show. Our mission is to bring you the latest tools, innovations, and knowledge to help you become the most informed contractor in your market. Knowledge is the ultimate power, and we are connecting you with the most knowledgeable minds in our industry. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. American Contractors, I hope you're ready. This one's for you.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I, as a contractor, appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor who's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
Happy Monday, everybody. Lead meteorologist Sean Choquette here for our daily forecast. Sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and our Supplement Balance Claims. Check them out in the description below. It's going to be more than just a forecast. Today we're actually going to go into a bit of live coverage as well. So we have a pretty significant wind event going on right now across Iowa. But before we get into that, we're going to do a couple things from what happened previously before we get into what's going on right now. We had a pretty loud night for autumn Minneapolis last night. We had a 4-star map there with quite a bit of hail. Major wind events happening currently in Iowa. Des Moines just saw upwards of 90-mile-per-hour winds. We just got a report moments ago of 99-mile-per-hour winds, and that is heading all generally towards Chicago. So we'll break that down for you. And it looks like some hail chances do return for the Front Range. Saw that comment in there for tomorrow and parts of eastern Oklahoma. So we're going to jump right into what happened last night. We had a 4-star map in Eden Prairie, Rockford, Lancaster, Minnesota, up to baseball-sized hail in a small area, and we have about 226,000 homes impacted. Multiple storms moving through the western sections of the Minneapolis metro. Small area of up to some baseballs, a lot of different areas of quarter-size hail, large quantities of hail, some wind-driven hail. And here's a couple pictures for you guys. This was in Victoria, Minnesota. You got that tennis ball size hail, baseball size hail in Loretto, Minnesota. And then this was, oh God, where was I think over by Eden Prairie from the first storm. They got 2 storms in Eden Prairie last night. Check that out on hailtrace.com. Nice little surprise storm. A lot of it happened late overnight as well. So a lot of folks might be waking up surprised that there might be some damage if they were able to sleep through the storms last night. So going on what we're expecting for hail today. Hail isn't the main story for the forecast today. There is a chance for some hail, low-end chance for some hail across parts of Kansas. We could see from Wichita all the way over to St. Louis. Any storms that form could be up to golf ball size hail. And even in Chicago, you could see a low chance of some quarters, but that's not where the main risk really is for today. The main risk is going to be for wind, and that is a much different story, a lot more colors on the map here, where we have a high chance, a very almost extreme, I'd say extreme chance now for Davenport. I've been trying to update this as we were doing it, and a high chance for very strong winds everywhere across northern Illinois, the rest of eastern Iowa. If you're in the path of the storm, I'm going to show you in just a minute here, you're likely going to see at least 70-mile-per-hour winds with this so far. We're saying up to 95, possibly even up to over 95, up to 100 miles per hour, especially places like Davenport or Peoria or Chicago and all the suburbs of Chicago. It's looking like a pretty dangerous day. Anywhere in the most significant area, you're likely, very likely to see strong winds. Got a moderate chance for Fort Wayne. There's a chance we could see even winds getting down as far south as St. Louis as well. So we're going to break off from the forecast right now. We're going to break off from the future radar. We're going to jump right into what's happening currently. And this is what we have happening right now. You can see a ton. We have a jack ton of wind reports here across Des Moines where they have been blasted a little bit earlier while I was trying to get the forecast together here. Max wind gusts I've seen so far from the Des Moines area is 86 miles an hour. Saw a picture that one of the meteorologists here, Hail Trace, found of a whole roof. Looked like all the shingles got ripped off from like a large apartment complex. This thing is no joke. And if we even zoom in here, I think it'll show up on the screen. Let me get that. There we go. That's a report of 99-mile-per-hour winds from just a few minutes ago, about 10 minutes ago. So this system is no joke. We are racing off to the east here, pretty much west to east. Let me get rid of that, and we'll just do the arrow west to east, pretty much right across the highway here, all the way. Going to hit Davenport probably in the next couple hours. This thing's moving about 70 miles an hour. So it is currently 12:05 p.m. Central Time. By the time we get to about 2 o'clock, this thing will probably be racing already through Davenport, Iowa. So this is currently, so we're talking about Des Moines. Des Moines, it's already happened. You guys have had probably a large swath of the city has no power right now where we had winds. Highest reported that I saw across the Des Moines area. Where is it? Right here. The airport got, let's see, 75-mile-per-hour winds at Des Moines International. Got 85 measured at 112th Northeast and 104th from a personal weather station in Urbandale. Had a 78-mile-per-hour wind from another airport. And it extends far north as well. Up in Ames, we got 70-mile-per-hour winds. And even to the south, we got 75-mile-per-hour winds near Cumming. And that continues to race to the east with even stronger, higher wind amounts now. Over 70-mile-per-hour winds in Toledo just now. Apparently, a tree struck the office. 99 is the highest we've seen so far. And Albion. And that is all moving to the west to east. And you can see, entire airport area out of power. I think most of Des Moines has no power. This is a very intense system. This is more like a hurricane racing off to the east than it is a thunderstorm. It's very early in the day as well. You have all day for this thing. It is hot, humid, nothing in the way to stop this to race all the way across to Davenport and then to Chicago. So Chicago, you are in a direct path. It's very easy to see where it's going. West to east is almost exactly right in the path. We have a severe thunderstorm warning, or severe thunderstorm watch, a particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm watch in effect for all of the northern half of Illinois, where the maximum wind gusts expected, and this is from the Storm Prediction Center, this isn't from us, of up to 100 miles per hour. So that is why we are in high alert here. And if this does, we'll probably kind of jump back on. We'll probably jump back on over the course of the afternoon when we get closer to Davenport and then again to Chicago. And we'll try to cover everything that will be going on today, as this looks like it's going to be a pretty major, severe wind event here. So this is just the breakdown what's happening currently. You have so instead of having the CCs, the correlation coefficient, right behind me, we now just have the storm relative velocity. So basically this is the wind. What the radar is picking up, we've turned up the colors to 11 here so you guys can kind of see a little better. Usually it's all just different shades of red and green, but instead we've changed it up so you can kind of see the most significant areas. And we've been seeing this where you see all the black and white. We've been seeing that pretty much all morning now, where that's registering over 100-mile-per-hour winds. And right now that we're picking up about almost 5,000 feet up, but when we were right over Des Moines, it was only a couple hundred feet up, and it was showing the same thing. So we were mixing these winds down to the surface of upwards of 80 mile per hour winds, 90 mile per hour winds, widespread 70 as we are racing to these Cedar Rapids. You are under a severe thunderstorm warning now for 80 mile per hour winds. It's moving east about 70 miles an hour. You'll probably be getting this storm in the next half hour here. This thing's racing to the east. Again, Davenport, I said 2, more likely going to be about 1:30. Again, this thing's moving about 70 miles an hour, so we'll be getting to Chicago before the sun gets down tonight. Is it going to hit the thumb of Michigan, or will it go south? Let's jump back over. If we get past Chicago, it'll end up going across southern sections of Lake Michigan. It'll probably crash onto western shores of Michigan this evening and probably impact areas like Kalamazoo, over to South Bend. The wind will probably start to kind of calm down as we get closer and closer to Detroit. I don't think we'll see it be really intense much past the western shores of Michigan. You'll probably have some pretty intense winds. There's not as much friction on the water. But after that, it should start to die out a little bit as we get closer to the Detroit area this evening. But we'll be keeping a close eye on it for you guys. And with that, I just got another wind report coming in here just a second ago of 90 miles an hour. And this is 3 miles south of Chelsea, Iowa. So again, 90 mile per hour winds seems common now. This thing's getting stronger as it keeps racing to the east. So I think 100 mile per hour winds are definitely within the realm of possibility in Cedar Rapids, into Davenport, and then further east into Iowa, where Chicago be this evening. Looks like it's going to be quite the hit. Winds this strong, this is going to be ripping off some shingles, ripping off some weaker roofs, probably even some stronger roofs. This is more akin to a Category 1 hurricane, low-end Category 2 hurricane versus just a thunderstorm. These derechos are no joke when they really get strong like this, and there's nothing to slow them down. So let's go down into the future radar, and we can show you guys what the radar is showing for you. Yeah, get this on here so I can control it again. And there we go. All right, future radar says what the models are thinking. This is actually a little behind what it was before, but gives you an idea, at least the basic timeline of what we're expecting here for the Chicago area specifically. The storm should race off to the east. This has it getting through you guys at about 5 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock. I'm thinking on the earlier side, this is moving faster than what the models have, so probably between 4 and 6 p.m., so right at that evening rush hour, things are going to get very windy across Chicago. All the suburbs, the city itself, areas to north and south, probably a little bit more to the south. It's going to be a windy day. We'll be popping in periodically to do some live coverage cut-ins for you guys so we can see where the wind's at, where that strongest wind's going to be. Right now it's over a little bit of a rural area. We'll jump back on probably when Davenport gets impacted, and then again when Chicago comes roaring into town here. So otherwise, some other storms possible for some hail across Missouri and parts of Oklahoma this evening. That should wind down pretty quickly after dark. And finally, tomorrow, we are looking at that potential for some hail in the Front Range. Low-end chance right now. My biggest concern for Denver, for it not happening, is if storms form too far off to the east. But get that low chance right now. And there's also a low chance down by Tulsa and over by Fayetteville for some storms as well. Whoops, I went the wrong way again. And there's that future radar for tomorrow. See those storms forming off the Front Range. This particular run does have the storms take off after they get past population I-25. And those are pretty aggressive with quite a bit of storms all the way up and down. I don't know how much this will actually happen, and there's a chance for some storms off in eastern Oklahoma as well. So follow us on our YouTube, and make sure you hit See First on Facebook. Again, we're going to go live probably a few times, jumping in for this strong wind. This looks like a pretty intense event. It's already a 3-star map, 3-star wind map on Hail Trace. We update it all day. It's all going to be one map. So this whole event's just going to be one map. So when it started back by, I think in the Omaha area, all the way to whenever it's done, it's going to be one giant map for you guys. And so make sure you hit See First so you can see our periodic updates through the rest of this afternoon. Instagram, Twitter, all at Hail Trace. Just follow us there and give us a call, 855-334-4245. We're here all day answering any questions. Email us info@hailtrace.com. Visit our website at hailtrace.com as well. We'll be back a little bit later, again, probably within the hour as these storms move towards Davenport. And then after that, we'll try to do coverage as it goes all the way through Chicago. And we'll just see. Do those, I guess, I usually say hail dances, I guess maybe those wind dances. Looks like a pretty wild weather day here at the Hail Palace. We'll see you in a little bit.